In this week's episode of Working with Evernote, I'm going to show you the best way to organize Evernote. Hello and welcome to another episode of Working with Evernote. My name is Pullein, and in this week's episode I'm going to answer the golden question, and that is how to set up the perfect Evernote organizational system. Now, before we go into Evernote and before I show you this, I should explain a little bit about this. The first thing you need to understand is that everybody is different. So everybody is going to have a different way to organize Evernote. But there are some basic fundamental principles that we need to follow or should follow if you want a really good organizational system. Now, the first one is to think very carefully about how you would naturally search for something that you want to find later. Now, it's very easy to find a note that you may have created in the last 7 or 8 days because that's going to be at the top of your all notes list. So that's actually quite easy to find. But what about a note you created 12 months ago? How would you find that note if all you have is the name of a person or the name of roughly the date of the meeting or maybe the topic of the meeting? Now that becomes a lot more difficult, and that's one of the first things you need to think about when you start organizing Evernote. But after that, or before that I should say, we need to go into the real basics. And what I wanted to do today was to show you the real basics and then allow you to go ahead after that and organize Evernote in a way that suits the way that you think. So the basic structure is your notebooks give you the structure. They are like the backbone of the whole organization system. So usually a simple way to set that up is to divide it between your work life and your personal life. So anything related to work would go into your work notebook. Anything related to your personal life would go into your personal notebook. And of course, it's always advisable to have an inbox. That's where you collect all the notes that you're collecting during the day. Now, what do you do with the tags? Now, I've thought long and hard about this, and over the last 9 years that I've been using Evernote, I have tried many multiple different systems. But in the end, there's only one system that's ever worked for me, and that is to just do it by topic or name. So for example, if I have a coaching client, I will create a tag with that coaching client's name, because a lot of my coaching clients actually send me PDFs and documents that they want me to review and look at and give them advice on. So I create a tag with that person's name. But the actual notebook is collected in my work notebook, and I actually have a work stack which would be mentees or coaching clients. That's the way I would structure it. Now, again, I go back to what I said earlier, which is it really has to be around your system. So what I want to do is to show you a basic idea of how it works using my Evernote, but I really want to stress that you need to kind of develop it your way. So just think of it this way. Evernote notebooks give you the structure, and the tags give you the flexibility. It gives you that little bit more flexibility for you to be able to find the stuff that you want. Okay, enough of me talking and enough of the preamble. Let me take you straight into Evernote and I'll show you what I mean. Hopefully you'll get an idea. But again, I want to stress, you need to set it up the way it works for you. Don't copy my system, because my system isn't necessarily going to work for you. And one more caveat that I should do, and I did try this, is the web version of Evernote doesn't appear to allow you to create stacking your notebooks. Now, one of the things that I do is stack notebooks by project, particularly in my work notebook, because I like to have big projects have their own actual notebook, because I'm collecting articles and all sorts of things in there. So if you want to be stacking your notebooks, you're going to need to use the app on your computer to do that. I've not found a way to do that online. Maybe there is a way, but that's just something I haven't been able to do. Okay, enough of the preamble. Let me take you straight into Evernote and I will show you how I have mine set up. Okay, so here we are in my real Evernote account. And what you'll see is I am using the notebooks here as the structure of my whole Evernote organization. Now, the truth is I very rarely work from my notebooks. Now, the differences here would be, for example, if I am, let's just have a look in here, I have in number of things that I'm having in here. We have content, CPP, which is my productivity business. FES is my language business. Free Talking is the documents I'm collecting for my language students. I keep all my name cards in there. At the moment I've got 81. I've got students and teaching. Now this is just giving me a little bit of structure. So just imagine that I'm looking for a name card. I can't remember the person's name. Then I can go into my name cards notebook and scan through it and look for the name. Likewise for students, if I can't remember the name of one of my former students, I could go in there. Now that's something I've only just started this year. I've created a notebook for students and I keep my student notes in there. And that just means that if I can't remember a student's name, because, I'm getting a little bit older now, the memory's going, I guess. But that's one way of being able to collect ideas. And likewise with Content Stack, I've got here like my T&M Time and Life Mastery book, which I was supposed to write next year. Let's just go in there and rename that because that's going to be published this year. I'm telling you all that now, so it's 2019. And so these are the things that I've got for content. So I do keep one for my templates, but these days I could transfer them to the top. But essentially what's happening here is these stacks are all essentially there to give me structure. And then in my labels or my tags, this is where I keep all these things. And as you can see, if we look down here, these are all related to just alphabetical system, and it goes right through. I've got individual names of students and all sorts of things in there. Now, the way that because of the way that Evernote's search function works, all I have to do is type in there, let's say Jim Rohn, and it's going to give me notes from my tags. It's going to give me all the related notes down here. And also I can go in suggestions Jim Rohn. I can go into the notes that I've got with tagged and Jim Rohn quotes. There's all sorts of things that I can do in there. Now, for those of you using a Mac, the beauty of the Mac version is what we can do is do Command J, and I can type in Jim Rohn. And it's not only, it's going to give me also all of the notes that I've got related to Jim Rohn, anything that might have his name in there, it's all there. And I find the Command J function is great. Again, Ian Fleming, who is one of my favorite authors, again, I've got all the notes related to that. Ian Fleming music, Noel Coward, I've got all sorts of signed picture, I've got all sorts of things in here related to Ian Fleming. So because of the way that I've got things structured, when I come to using my, like going for the book, for example, I can then just double click on that. It'll open up the notes that I have related to my book. So the beauty of this is that you've got the notebooks, which is giving you the hard structure. It's like the structure to your whole system, and the tags are there to help you find the stuff in a bit more of a flexible way. So like I said in the introduction, the key to organizing Evernote is essentially to organize it with a very, very basic structure. Notebooks are the structure of your organization, and tags will give you the flexibility, and that's the key. How you tag things, how you name things, that's entirely up to you. If you want to use years, because of the way the tagging system works, it's great because your numbers come up at the top here. So you can actually have 2019 plans and the numbers will always be there, and everything else follows an alphanumeric system. So have a think about how you want to organize your Evernote, but follow the basic structural outline. Notebooks give you structure, tags give you flexibility. And for those using Mac, then the Command J function is one of the most powerful functions you can have because it's all there if you need it. But for those of you who are not on the Mac system, whether you're using the web version or you're using Windows or some other version, then just using the regular search, which is right up here, you can find whatever you want to do very simply just up there. It's really, really simple. Okay, hopefully that's given you a way of thinking about how to structure your Evernote. I know the title might how to organize your Evernote, but you really need to follow that basic structure, and having the notebooks that will give you the outline of what you want to do, and the tags are going to give you the flexibility, and that's where you start. How you go from there really does depend on how you would naturally search for something. So you need to go think about how you want to search, how you would search in a year's time, and that's the key to organizing Evernote for you. I would not recommend you follow somebody else's organization structure because it probably won't work for you. Look for a way that's going to work for you, but follow that basic guideline: notebooks for structure and tags for flexibility. Okay, hopefully that's given you some room for thinking, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you for watching this video. Now, if you want to take your productivity to a higher level, then get yourself enrolled in my 2019 edition of Your Digital Life 2.0 online. It is a complete, comprehensive productivity and time management course, and it's a course that will take you to levels of productivity you have only ever dreamt of before. It shows you how to build your very own COD system: collect, organize and do. It shows you how to create the folder structure, how to build into your goals, into your daily to-do list. It has everything. And not only that, you will get a free copy of Your Digital Life 2.0, the book. You also get a free workbook, and you get access to all the slides that are used in the course. It is incredible value. I want to see you in that course. If you are serious about becoming productivity, then please join me in Your Digital Life 2.0, the 2019 edition. Thank you very much for watching this video.